Okay, on number 10, it says which function notation best represents the relationship between x and y. Now, look right here, this is x, right? And so this whole column is x. And on the bottom, this whole column is y, okay? On function notation, it's always f of x equals y. So x is in the parentheses. So these numbers in the parentheses represent x. And then the y is the one that's on the outside. It's not by the f, okay? So I want to see if these match. So this is f of -3. So I'm going to look at x. X of -3 right here. It should go with -7. Is that -7? No. So that doesn't work. Okay. The next one, it says f of 0. Okay, so I go to the 0. It should go with 5. Nope, that's not a 5. The next one, this is a 1. So I go to the 1, and it should go with 9. This looks good. And I'll double check the last one. 3, so go to the 3. It should go with 17. That's not 17. So the one that works is C. On number 11, so I want to solve. So again, you do your dotted, your solid line. I just want x's, right? How is, and some of you get this confused, this -2/5 is one thing. If it's next to x, that is times. So the opposite is to divide. Okay? And you divide by what is by the x. And so I have to divide by -2/5. -2/5. So make sure you enter it correctly. I have to start with 14. So on your calculator, you're going to say 14 divided by, and then make your fraction. Control divide, there's my fraction. -2 over 5. And then hit enter. And it's -35. So x equals -35. Okay, on the next one. So you have your line. I want x's and no x's. So the -9 becomes a +9. Make sure, since it's decimals, make sure you enter that in. So that is 2.2 plus 9. Oops. Now see, I made a mistake there. I said, so 2.2 plus 9. And that's 11.2. So this is 11 2/10. 1.6x. And I want to show you something that some of you have already realized, some of you haven't. So y'all all know that you're going to divide by 1.6. Some of you on your calculator, and you have to have this first, some of you retype 11.2. If I know that I just needed to divide it, it will take that answer. A and S refers to 11.2. And then divide by 1.6. And then you get your answer of 7. So you don't have to retype it. You can just hit the divide, and it will take that answer and keep going. On number 12, so I want to solve for the variable d, okay? So where do I see the, I see d over here. So that means I want no d's on the other side, okay? So who do I need to move? I need to get rid of this. He's not a d, so he needs to move. So -7 becomes, f becomes positive f. So start from the top, c plus f equals, and then you have d, and you're done. That's it. I want to solve for c. So where do you see the letter c? On the right. So that means I want no c's on the left. Well, this has a c, so I need to move this first. A -y becomes plus y. Okay? So start from the top. N plus y equals, you got BC. Okay? And then this is times. So the opposite of multiplying is to divide. And some of you are confused which one to divide for. I want C. So that means I need to get rid of the B. So divide by B, because you want C there. So you got C equals, and I'm going to write my fraction a little bit bigger over here so you can see it. Start from the top. What do you have on the top? M plus Y. And what do you have on the bottom? B. And that's equal to C. That is your answer. Okay. Number 14 just good old distributive. So negative 15a. Negative 5 times a negative 4 is a positive 20. Watch your signs. That's what some of you make mistakes on, are the positives and negatives. So this is the letter A, and this is no A. So I move over my 20. So you got negative 15a equals negative 30. And then the opposite of multiplying is to divide. So I'm going to divide by negative 15. You multiply or divide by whatever is by the variable. So A equals positive 2. Number 15, when you draw your line, see if there's anything that can go together. On the left side, I have 6x and I have negative 22x. I can put those together. So in your calculator, make sure you enter 6 minus 22. You can say 6 plus negative 22. Does the same thing, 6 plus or 6 minus. So 6 minus 22 or 6 plus negative 22. That is negative 16. So negative 16x. And then what else can I put together? I can put positive 4 and then minus 26. So 4 minus 26, which is negative 22, equals 58. And then you can go on from there. I want x's on this side, no x's over here. So get rid of your 22, so that becomes plus 22. Negative 16x equals 80. And then the opposite of multiplying is to divide. So you divide by negative 16. So x equals negative 5. Number 16, Sam has $2,400 in the bank. He wants to increase his balance. So he has money. He wants to increase, that's plus. Okay, so he wants to add money to a total. So he's going to add some money, and then that's going to give a new total. Okay? And he wants to increase it to a total by depositing. Depositing is another way to say addition, which was our increase. He wants to deposit what? 50 each week. Now remember, we see the each, that's times. So that's 50 times W. Okay? So let's go in and fill in what we know. Okay? He has 2,400. So underneath the word has, that's what you start with. I'm going to put 2,400. That's what he's starting with. Okay, I want to add. Now, he wants to add some money. How much do we want? Remember, he said he's going to deposit what? 50 each week. So I'm going to write down 50 times W. And then that's going to equal, what is my total? Well, my total right here is 3,000. So it's going to equal 3,000. Now you can solve. So draw your line. You want W's on this side, no W's on this side. So draw your line and then solve. The opposite of subtracting 20 is to add 20. So 4n equals 80, and the opposite of multiplying by 4 is to divide by 4. So n equals 20. So the number is 20. All right, number 18. The cost of admission C to an art exhibit for one teacher and S students is given by the equation. And remember, anytime you're given an equation, you need to be really excited, because if they give it to you, you know you're going to use it. C equals 6s plus 15 plus 1/2 s. If the cost of admission is 210, now 210 represents the cost, which is what letter? C. So instead of C, I'm going to put 210. So 210 equals 6s plus 15 plus 1/2 s. Okay? So now draw your line. There's only 210 on this side. On this side, 6s plus 1/2 s. I can do that. So on your calculator, 6 plus, and some of you know what it is, and if you do, that's awesome. But if you don't, put it in your calculator, 6 plus 1/2 is 13 halves, so control divide. I'm gonna change it to a decimal, 6.5. So this would be 6.5 S. And then the plus 15 just comes down, because there's nothing else to put with it. 210 comes down. So that doesn't change, okay? Now we can solve it. I want, where's your S located? S's are on this side, so I want no S's over on the left. So 15 has to move to the other side. So 210 minus 15 is 195. And that equals 6.5 S. And the opposite of multiplying is to divide. So then you're going to divide by 6.5. So you've got, on your calculator, 195 divided by 6.5. And you get 30. So 30 equals S, and that is your answer. So how many students went to the museum? S represents students. So my answer is 30 students went to the museum. Okay. And then number 19. So a lot of students miss these kind of problems. You don't want to miss one like this. The opposite, that bar means division. That right there is division, in case you forgot. So the opposite of dividing is multiply. So I'm going to multiply by 3.25. Okay? So F equals, and so we start from the top. So you've got 40 times 3 and 25 hundredths. Oops. Make sure you type it in correctly, and that's 130. So F equals 130, and that's it.